Anthony on Air podcast. And see, here's the important thing. You see this? You getting that?
Got it.
See it? Because the thing is, Frank, with our show, okay, this is very important. I have a very important statement to make here. Mm-hmm. We are available via podcast. People are going to be listening, and they're not gonna understand this. But the people that are scroll crazy on Facebook, you know who I'm talking about, the angry people. They're gonna see this at the beginning of their. They're just gonna
think this is something political.
Oh, they're gonna stop and watch this, and it's right
so
around.
That is clickbait, is what you're saying.
It's right around this point where they're gonna realize they're sitting there going, I know what side of this Goya thing I'm on. I hope this person is on my side. And if they're not, I'll get really angry. I'm going to say angry things to them. I'll call them stupid and dumb and idiotic. And it's right around now where they're kind of like, I don't think they're going to say anything that I can get mad at.
This isn't going the way I wanted it to go.
This isn't what I was expecting. This is such a waste of time.
I was hoping to be angry by the end of this. Now I'm angry, but for a different reason.
There it is. And smile for the screen cap.
Hope they get what they are looking for out of life.
I was hoping to come online today and be angry.
Freaking trolls. Out of here.
I do. We do. Just when I always kind of think like, this is kind of crazy enough, we do kind of always, we're finding ways to inch a little bit past that every single time.
Oh, very slowly though.
I can't believe people are fighting. By the way, I couldn't be more disinterested in this fight, in this argument.
I can't do it anymore. I can't keep taking sides on stuff.
It's exhausting.
I'm so tired of it.
By the way, I'm holding up a Goya can for the podcast people. I was holding up a Goya can. It's got to stop, right? Isn't it exhausting? By the way, let's debate this.
What should I be angry at tomorrow? It's going to be something different tomorrow.
But there are it's weird where a majority of our fellow countrymen and ladies wake up every morning and they stretch it out. They do this thing. Why do we do this with the finger cracking? I don't know.
Because your fingers get uncrackly and you got to crackle them. I don't know. They stiffen.
Your fingers get so uncrackly overnight that you have to just get up first thing and
rigor mortis starts setting in, so you got to reverse it a little bit.
And they go, oh, what could I be angry at today? This is going to be great.
Let me get the old typing fingers ready.
Yeah. But let's debate this, though. So, again, I could care less about all this, but at first, the angry people wanted to exercise a boycott of Goya because the Goya guy said he liked Trump or something. I don't know. Then the angry people on the other side said that they were going to exercise a boycott, wherein that they would go out and buy more Goya stuff to support the guy. Now, here's my question to you, Frankie C. Shouldn't that be called a girl-cott? If you're going to do the opposite of I don't think the opposite of a boycott is a boycott. I think it's a girl-cott.
I think, you know that clip from Billy Madison where it says we're all dumber for having heard that? That should play right about now. The opposite of a boycott is a girl-cott. Why stop there? Why can't we make it a boy bunk bed or a girl, because the cot is a single bed. So you have to do the opposite, which would be maybe a double bed. I don't know. Just why does everything have to have a name? Everything has to have a
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but you remain one.
By the way, we should make
Yep.
a T-shirt that says you receive no points and may God have mercy on your soul. Why isn't that a T-shirt?
I'm sure someone has done something like that. It's a
Right
big
now,
world. Who knows?
Right now, all the angry people are like, "Oh, they're just having fun." This is. I know. I can send this to my gender fluid friends. They can get angry. They said the opposite of boycott was girlcott.
Everything. You got to get angry at something, I guess. People need to be angry at everything.
I've never heard of boycott though before. I'll give the angry
what
people
I
on
think
that
is
side
weird?
credit. That was a good one. Boycott.
You know what? Yeah, that's not bad. But you know what I think? Like, if someone went on vacation and like detached themselves from society for a week,
Yeah.
came back, they would have missed a whole chunk of like, this is what we're angry at. And then they would participate in that thing and be called out. Hey, weren't you around for this time we were angry at this thing?
Right.
It's like, it's a new thing every day. And I don't have the energy anymore. I can't do it.
You can't take a Well, now you took a vacation. You were off for a couple days. You
Yeah, but I
literally.
wasn't totally disconnected.
Oh, you weren't? See, like when you do take those like disconnected vacations, you're out. Like you come back and if you take 48 hours away from the world, you're lost. You can't exist.
You miss so much.
You have to literally go back and research what you missed so that you
I
don't
feel like
step
a
in
year
it.
ago, a year or two ago, you could have taken a vacation and you might not have missed much,
Yeah.
maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
But now you miss a day, and it's like all hell broke loose on that day. But a week from now, we'll forget about it. Like, do you remember what we were angry about last week?
Nobody does. Even the angry people, they don't remember.
For the life of me. I mean, there were some big things, sure. But like the little boycott this or this party is over. Who the hell remembers that?
We can't even keep track of it. There was a letter. Did you hear about this Harper's letter?
No.
There was this letter that people put out, and they were basically like, hey, cancel culture has gotten out of hand. It's counterproductive to what we're trying to do, trying to change the world, trying to make it better. But just getting people fired from their jobs doesn't help move the conversation along. And so Harper's, they put this out, and 150 people signed it, journalists and academic scholars and all this stuff. And then people got angry at that, and that people signed it, and like, who are you talking to? And so they got mad at that. So they thought that those people should lose their jobs.
Oh, God.
And then
Why
somebody,
is the ultimate punishment is you get fired from your job?
Somebody from Vox wrote something about the letter because J.K. Rowling signed it, and I don't even remember what J.K. Rowling was upsetting people about, something about transgender, I don't know, women's rights and transgender. It's literally at the point where you're like, I don't even know where the sides are. Like I can't even, and these things are happening, and if, like you said, if it doesn't pop up on your radar, you don't know it. So then you come in on chapter 3 and you're like, I
missed something because we were angry at something last week and I don't know what it was. And you probably don't. Nobody knows. And
so that's what it was. So the Vox guy was like, hey, this is great. Finally calling out cancel culture for not working because it's kind of BS and it doesn't really work and it's counterproductive. And then somebody else at Vox, a transgender reporter, got mad that he was supporting the letter because J.K. Rowling had signed it. And she just thought that, or this person thought, you shouldn't be supporting anything that J.K. Rowling signs. But I will give that reporter, the transgender reporter, some credit. And please forgive me if I don't have part of the story right, because I don't really care. But they were like, oh, well, he shouldn't be fired. But it's just still not right. And it's like, okay, well, great.
Oh, cancel is one thing, but I feel like it should be forgiveness culture. If people want it, if people want to be forgiven.
Yeah, but I mean,
we gotta, at some point.
You have to acknowledge, and I don't know where it falls here, but there's just a group of people, and they're just like, they find it wrong. They pile on top. They want somebody to lose their jobs. Somebody loses their jobs, they do, and it's like, great. And then it's done. Saddest story I heard. This young girl put Black Lives Matter on her driveway. The father goes, I don't really want to get involved with any of this. I think it's great that you support it, but I don't want my driveway having any sort of political thing on it. She goes on TikTok and goes, my dad's trying to silence me. His bosses find out about this and fire him. Like, saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, he's not against it. He just doesn't want to paint his driveway.
He just doesn't want it on his driveway. Here's this like 14-year-old girl, right? And she's got her dad fired. Like, now dad doesn't have a job, right? Which makes the situation
That's an awkward dinner.
Really, I mean, it's just like it's out. This knee-jerk reaction of okay, fire. Let's sit back and have some conversations.
Lawsuits, like for being like, can that guy like hit back and say like, well, you fired me for a reason?
I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't know about this person. I don't know anything about the story other than what I told. He could be the worst person on the planet Earth. I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
He deserved to be fired. Who the hell knows?
But it's like a little internal family squabble. It's a 14-year-old kid who doesn't know better than to don't put everything on the internet. And now dad doesn't have a job, which.
That's why I always say, like, with all these, not everybody should be an influencer. There are people. Yeah, everybody deserves a voice. Everybody needs a voice. I get it. But for everybody to be like everywhere all the time, I mean, it's just a lot of voices. Just too many chefs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Who the hell knows?
Which is why I'm happy to do this, because we're still like, we remember a time when the internet was fun. Remember when you would go on and just like have fun all the time? We're trying to be that piece where you're still, you come on in
I don't
here.
remember that at all. When was the internet fun?
It was fun at one time. It was very fun. We didn't. This is why. By the way, and I'm gonna make a stand here right now. I love TikTok, and I get angry at the people that go on TikTok with political stuff, because TikTok is really engineered to be fun with the singing and the videos and all this and that. And when people like go on and start talking about, I swipe right away, because I'm like, I don't want, this is not for this. I come here to not see any of this. I can go to Facebook and see all this garbage. I don't want to.
Another bone to pick with TikTok video people are like, if you're watching a video and they say wait till the end because there's something crazy is going to happen, and then you're watching and nothing happens.
Nothing crazy happens.
What the hell?
I just put that on our last video though. Did you see that?
Shark attack.
Did you see that I put that on our last video for that very reason?
No, I don't want you. So so I'm watching, and there's like, a shark attack video, and it's like a guy in a kayak. He's going, wait for the shark, and all of a sudden the camera dips underwater or something, and then the video starts over. I'm like, where's the shark? And there's no shark.
He's getting you. He's suckering you in. Yeah, those are the seamless videos that repeat, and you don't know that they've restarted, so that you watch them like 2 or 3 times, so that their numbers go up. That's what that is.
There's got to be a law against that. That's so frustrating.
The law is you're an old fogey, and TikTok wasn't made for you. It was made for 12-year-old boys and girls. We're just here along for the ride.
I feel like the younger people watching those get just as frustrated as I do.
No, they find it hilarious. You're sitting there worried about your 401k and your stupid lawn being angry.
I don't even know what 401k means. Do you know what a 40? Like, I know what it is, but why is it called 401k?
No idea.
401,000? Is that what the K is?
I think that's the goal. You have to get to 401,000 and be happy. That's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, got it.
You should really name it 201k, because the things are not going well right now.
That'll do. I'll take 201k.
I have no idea why they call it 401k. There's all sorts
that like
of
the tax bracket. Is that the stock market, something or other? Who the hell? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm sure there's an accountant out there that knows what that means, but we throw it around like we know what we're talking about. Oh, I got a 401k. I got to invest in my 401k. What the hell's a 401k? I don't know. It's the thing I put money into every week, and then when I'm retired, I got it. What does it mean? I don't know.
You go to the barbecue on the weekend. How's your 401k doing there, Bill? Oh, it's good. Good 401k. Solid.
Good.
A lot of growth.
It's good. Yeah, it's just as meaningful as how you doing. Good.
This
You
is
get the same information.
This is my go-to in any financial conversation. You know, it's important to diversify. That's what I find. I go just
You gotta diversify. That's very. I mean,
when somebody goes,
you
"Man,
don't
how's your
diversify,
401k?" I go, "It's good. Now that I've diversified, it's taken off."
you gotta. If you don't diversify your 401k, you're just limiting your resources.
Yeah, I go like this. I go, I got a guy, strong portfolio. I got a strong, diversified portfolio right now.
That's a good line to throw in.
Whenever you need
Throw
one.
everybody right off.
Also, the Series 7 exam to become a broker. Is there a Series 6 exam? Is there a Series 5 exam? Like, are those not as good? Are those for other professions? Like, Series 7 is to become a broker. Is Series 5 to become an accountant? Like, how does it work? I don't even know.
I think this falls into the Mambo number 5 argument. Like, what happened to 1 through 4?
Yeah.
Why do we start with 5? There's a lot of those.
A little bit of Series 7 makes me confused.
I never heard of Series 7.
Did the first 6 series tests fail? And they were like, we finally got it. Series 7, this is the one.
It's like when you save something on your computer, then you update it, but you can't save it as the same name. So you put like a number next to it. So the 7th time they saved it, that's when they got it right.
There's great memes with that where I'll always put final and then no, really, this is the final.
Final 1, final 2.
Finalist.
Yeah. You have to just keep saving it. You can't save it over because then wherever it is, you have to save it again. We got to figure something out with that.
There's a college thing too. I forget. There's a college thing that has the same thing. It's got like a number, like a college savings program. You put a number. There was a number to it. And I was like, why is it called that? Why isn't it called college savings program? It's just
W-4. I mean, I'm sure that's just a tax form. That's like that's probably the one I understand the most.
The name of the form.
Like, it's
and a W-2.
Internet gets stuck.
Yeah,
W-2. WD-40. What is that about? What does the WD mean, and why is it 40?
I don't know. It should be called Slicky Spray 5000. That's what that should.
Stop the squeak. That's what it should be. Stop the squeak. That's all it is.
Squeaky gun. 2 million.
No, WD-40 sounds bad. I wonder what they were sitting around a big table. What should we call this? Someone said WD-40, and they kicked them out and said, "You're friggin' fired." And then, like 2 hours later, they said, "Didn't someone say WD-40?" That sounded all right.
Get Jim back in here. He had an idea. I think we kicked him out at the time. We were upset.
No, he's already gone home and told his wife he quit or something.
Jim, listen, we hadn't gotten lunch yet. We're very hangry. Let's hear your idea again. I think you had something there.
HP, what? 30? No, it was WD.
Well, I feel like that's somebody at 3M came up with that. And by the way, what are the 3Ms?
Masking tape.
You started that, and I was like, "Holy shit, he really knows."
You thought I had something. Right?
I really did. I really thought you had it.
Train derailed halfway through that.
By the way, it's not 3Ms. It's 3M. But are there 3Ms? Like, do they just think that 3M sounds better?
Like the mathematical equation, 3 times M.
Oh, is that it?
I have no idea.
I
know what I'm talking about.
I fell for it twice. We should start
it's a gorilla glue. That makes sense to me. It's strong like a gorilla. 3M. What the hell does that mean?
We should start a company called 4M and just wait for the cease and desist. See how long it takes. It's like here's our new company 4M. Everybody, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna make tape and glue.
Wonder what number form we'll get for that one.
Yeah. Let's talk about some serious bit. Let's get into politics, Frankie C. Kanye West has ended his presidential run. This comes
oh, thank God.
11 days after he started it. And if I could be honest with you, maybe the 11 greatest days of my life. I just felt
Oh, you were okay with that?
I okay with it. I was on board. I felt renewed. I thought,
Really?
here's the thing that's going to save America. Finally, somebody comes out of
Really?
but yeah, you know that scene in Batman where they're like, who else? There's nobody left. And then Batman comes and the Batmobile comes zooming behind Commissioner Gordon. And it's like, yay, we're saved. That's how I felt.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
That's how I felt when Kanye announced. I felt it.
So how do you feel now that it's over?
Devastated.
Betrayed, bewildered.
You know how people felt when Kennedy started running and they were inspired and he won? Like, that's how I felt the last 11 days. And then when he got killed and everybody was upset that he had been assassinated, the whole country was sad. That's what I think we're going through today.
So you feel the way people felt after JFK got shot?
I honestly, if I could be honest with you, I think this is even worse. If I could be totally honest
I
with
just
you.
want to say up front here that I have nothing to do with the opinions of this person right here. I am absolving myself of that.
Aside from the loss of life, which obviously is the most severe thing, I feel like this is maybe because he was. Think about it. Let's go up and down the line, okay?
Take us on a journey.
Vice President Elon Musk. All right, we were finally going to get that White House, the solar panels it so desperately needs. And that would have been fantastic.
We could do that without Elon Musk, but go ahead.
Well, can we though? I'm not sure. I haven't.
Probably not.
Have we done it? So has Trump done it? Has Obama done it? No.
I think there are some solar stuff in there.
Well,
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
As nice as the Elon Musk panels, because those are delightful.
Probably not.
We would have had finally, to be honest with you, you know how congested Washington, D.C. is. We would have had a nice little Tesla charging station out there in front of the Rose Garden on the South Lawn. That would have been perfect because we need
That's necessary. That's something we desperately need as a country.
prime location. When you're in the city of Washington, D.C. and you're roaming around on your Tesla, you want to.
We never are, but go ahead.
Well, some of us are. I can't speak for everybody on this podcast, but
a handful.
When you're right in there in the White House Tesla charging station, making it happen, saving the earth. That's a better planet.
Which I'm sure you could just pull right up to.
Well,
Without a problem. Just pull your car right up to the Rose Garden. That should be fine.
In Kanye's world, when Kanye's president, like there's no, we don't have to worry about people attacking the White House or anything. Secret Service will be like, oh, you have a Tesla, come right on in. Your charging station 4 is open. Go ahead and have yourself a good time.
Sounds lovely.
Right. I also, you know, the press briefings daily are a little point of contention, right, between the press and the press secretary. Imagine Press Secretary DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God. Okay, now that's a press briefing that I want to, imagine every press briefing starting with "Good morning, everybody. I'm DJ Envy, and there's Charlemagne the God and Angela."
Ooh.
That's a fun press briefing.
You're slowly bringing me over to your side. Go ahead.
See, because you were on vacation, so you missed part of the 11 days of greatness.
Missed some of this.
Yeah. You missed some of the great 11 days that we had here.
Go ahead.
That would have been fantastic. How about finally having a first lady with some fashion sense? That would have been nice.
Ooh.
First lady.
I don't know. Lady Bird looking pretty good out there.
Well, again, I hate to draw comparisons to Kennedy, but Jackie was, I think, the essence of what a first lady should be. And I'm not even entirely sure she can hold a feather to Miss Kim Kardashian because she's just breathtaking.
See, now did she have her own fashion line?
Right. Jackie O never had a reality show that dominated the E! channel.
Right. Which is something she regretted till the day she died.
Yeah. She should have got on that she should have got on that reality TV show wave when she could back in the 60s. Or she
missed the boat on that one.
Yeah. Points off for Jackie O.
Right.
But Kim has done it. By the way, E! channel has turned into the Kardashian channel the same way True TV is just for impractical jokers. Like, why haven't they just changed the name of both of those channels?
I'm sort of mad whenever I turn on True TV and it's not Impractical Jokers.
It's
When it's
BS.
World's Dumbest something or other, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And
Same
then I
thing.
look ahead, it's like 3 hours until Impractical Jokers. I'm like, what are they doing?
That's the biggest shock when you're like, what are they doing? And then you go to the guide and you're like, oh my God, they put 2 hours of this in between Impractical Jokers?
Who's running that place? They know what's bringing the views. It's not World's Dumbest blank.
I feel like if you open up the door to the True TV thing, you just see like one of those like Ferris wheels just going around. It's just like a little carnival scene in the
It's
boardroom.
just a big goofball. You know, they have like 3 shows, so I don't know who's. There's probably like 3 people working in there.
But this is how I feel. This is how I feel when I turn on E and I don't see Kim Kardashian on the TV. I get nervous.
I couldn't name a second show from that station.
Yeah. Well, I think they just give the sisters shows after a while. They're like, I don't know, we'll put the sisters on for a little while.
Give them a half hour.
Yeah, yeah. You'll just give them. And doesn't the brother have a sock thing? Let's give him the 9:30 slot on Thursday.
And then, you know, you'll have reality TV in the White House. So
Right.
we get a closer view of what's going on in there.
Imagine how great this would have been for the E Network, which, you know, if you're listening, you know I love so much. We would have gotten some great views of the White House and everything. Finally getting that West Wing, you know, with the reality cameras. Fantastic. And by the way, speaking of fashion, let me really make a genuine point here. If we would have gotten a President Kanye West, we would have finally had a president who was out there presidenting in a sweatshirt. And that's my dream, Frank. That is my dream come true.
A tattered sweatshirt.
Oh, a tattered, a size too
Because
big
it's
to hide how
what is
fat.
it? Yeezy? It's a Yeezy sweatshirt and
Yeah.
Yeezy sneakers. And
Yeah. He would have had the whole thing, and it's a little big because he's gained some weight, and we've all gained some weight. And that's my goal in life, to have a president that'll be there to glorify weight gain so I can go out and wear my sweatshirt and be comfortable in my own skin finally.
we had, what's his name? That was stuck in the bathtub. Who was that guy? Big dude. The president.
Oh, the guy from Jersey?
No. Like 50, 60 years ago. Who the?
Oh, there was a president that got stuck in the bathtub?
Yeah, was it Taft? One of them. They had to be like helped. They had to be like removed from the bathtub.
Are you serious?
I forget who that was. I gotta look it up now.
I'm going to look it up right now. President.
Okay, go ahead. Was it Taft?
Oh my God, it came right up. It came right up. You're not lying. It's William Howard Taft.
Yes.
Oh, he was 350 pounds.
He's a big dude.
Wow. Maybe he wore sweatshirts. I don't know. Did they have sweatshirts back then? I think they did.
When was the sweatshirt invented?
I don't know, but I just want to see the sweatshirt in the White House. I was really looking forward to this. Just nothing but solar panels, sweatshirts, and reality TV shows. I mean, just phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You've seen the movie Idiocracy, right?
It would basically be Idiocracy come to life.
We'd just fast forward right to that.
Yeah. Do you remember when you watched Idiocracy and you're like, this is so stupid?
Yep.
And then how long it was till the time you were like, oh my God, we're getting eerily close to Idiocracy.
We are. I don't. They said, you know, in the movie it was supposed to be like 500 years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was more
yeah.
like 50.
Yeah, they said 500 years later in the movie, but we're you know, because we're overachievers here. We gotta knock that goal right down to like 50 years, not even 10 years.
What do you think we get to first, Idiocracy world or like the Jetsons and moving sidewalks? And
Oh, we can't handle that. I remember being in like in high school and saying, oh, you know, 30 years from now, 30 years from now, we're gonna have flying cars. We're gonna have, you know, maybe hoverboard, all this futuristic stuff. And I saw this meme that puts it perfectly. It's like, oh, we were thinking that, and then we get to 2020, and this is how you wash your hands, people. So if we can't handle washing our hands, there's no way we're handling flying cars.
no, we just can't. We can't handle
The
it.
only way realistically I could see us handling flying cars is if they fly themselves. If we take the drivers more on, you know, flying skills, you have to be like a pilot, I think, for these things. If you could take that out of the equation and just make them automatic, like they have to follow a certain path,
Yeah.
maybe we could do that.
I
But
agree.
if we're all in charge of our own flying cars, it's not going to work.
We're not good at being in charge of our cars that stay on the road.
Right. Imagine flying them. A fender bender would turn into like, bless you,
Thank
would
you.
turn into like the worst disaster ever.
Yeah, you'd have everybody would. At least when you get into a car accident, you have a chance of being alive. You get into a car accident in the air, everybody's dead.
It's over. Fender bender.
So
Down.
dead.
You're crashing into a house. It's done.
Yeah.
No good. That's why the Google, the cars that drive themselves, they're going to have cars that fly themselves. That's the only way.
You know what's interesting? We always talk about flying cars, but there's also this movement, and this kind of comes back to Elon Musk, to do tunnels, to put cars in traffic underground. There's a city in, I forget where, this guy made this YouTube video. It's so good. I have to find it.
Isn't it California? Didn't they do this?
Well, in California, they gave him the ground so he could build a tunnel underground, and he wants to. It was a prototype for building tunnels all under the city.
Okay.
So that's part of it. But there's, I want to say, around Singapore or somewhere in between India and China, somewhere in that area of the world, there's a city, and this guy went to it. And the way he starts this video is so brilliant. He shows all like the great cities of the world, Hong Kong, New York City. You hear all this noise. It looks beautiful, but there's all, and then he shows this city, and they built this city on rock and roll.
On rock and roll.
They built this city with all of everything on the surface is walking. It's all parks and paths and walking. All of the roads are completely underground. And it's the most amazing thing that you've ever seen. And they show the city, and it's so hyper bizarre because you're looking at these huge buildings and this picturesque city, and you're expecting to hear New York City, you're expecting to hear San Francisco, Chicago, and you hear just birds chirping and just nothing. And it's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. And they show how it's better for the environment. There's not a lot of pollution. All their deliveries are done underground to the buildings. People are driving cars underground in tunnels. That's how they get to all places. But most people bike. Most people walk. And it's a city, so it's like any other city. Like when you live in Manhattan, like when you live in the suburbs, like we do, you get in your car to go to the store to get your this and that. You go to the other store. When you're in the city, you walk a couple blocks, you get your stuff, you walk back a couple. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a totally different way of living. It's such a good little thing. I have to find it and send it to you.
I like the idea. I feel like up top would look awesome. Parks and trees and beautiful nature and buildings and everything. But I feel like underground would turn into like the Dark Knight. It would just be the worst crime, and everything is underground where the cars are. And it would be dark, and it would be like the subway. Am I wrong? Is it nice underground?
No, it's nice. It's kind of like when we were in Toronto. A lot of people don't know this, but Toronto has because it gets
an underground mall and transit system.
It's so damn cold down there. Their malls are underground, their transit's underground, and they just have tubes where you can just walk for blocks and blocks and blocks underground. The Hockey Hall of Fame is underground. A lot of people don't even know that. Well, I mean, there's an above ground part to it too, but it's so that you can just move through the city without having to be, freezing your rear end off.
Yeah, man. You know how much that's a major overhaul. I feel like it's almost easier. Like if you have Manhattan here and you want to do that to Manhattan, you almost have to build it next to it. Like when they knock down a stadium and build a new stadium.
Yeah.
You have to start over somewhere else and then integrate it, because to start over with Manhattan, it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah, or like when you're building a new bridge, how you put the road,
you build it next to it.
You build it next to it.
You can't start if you're just going to tear down that would be an unbelievable thing.
Yeah, I can't find it right off the bat because I don't remember the guy. The guy's name was Oscar, but I don't know. I'll come up. It was a fascinating. It was one of those things where you're like, oh, in theory this is lovely, and then they're like, bam, here it is in reality. You're like, oh shit, it's so much better. Why don't we do that?
I'm in.
But like you said, maybe it's almost too late, you know?
I'm surprised we don't have floating cities. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Just build a city that's on the water, semi-water worldy, only more modern.
Right. We should talk
You
about
know, just
that one
have these
day.
cities floating out there.
Out of all the futuristic things, like what's like Waterworld, not. I don't see it going that way. I don't see
You don't
Waterworld.
think Waterworld's a possibility?
Nah. I feel like before Waterworld it would be like Judge Dredd where we would just ruin everything. It'd be like barren desert land.
Maybe. I mean, but Waterworld was all based on the ice caps melting and just everything being flooded. It has nothing to do. I mean, I guess it does. It has to do with climate change. It was the whole big thing. So, God knows when that's going to happen.
I'm so excited, Frankie C, because I found it.
What'd you find?
It's called The Future of Cities, and it's by Oscar Boyson. Let me play a little clip, like a little bit of the beginning of it for you. Hold on.
This is the sound of a garbage truck in Taipei, a subway in Seoul, 3:30 in Santiago, Auckland, Singapore, Copenhagen, Los Angeles, Sydney, London, Nairobi, Venice, Shenzhen, Kuwait City, Mumbai. That's in South Korea. Awfully quiet. I ended up here because I was looking for the city of tomorrow. Songdo is the largest private real estate development in history. It's a master planned and entirely state-of-the-art smart city. While Songdo doesn't look like that future, some believe it's the future we need.
It's only impossible until someone does it.
It's also where they shot.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Just 25 years ago, Psy would have been dancing on this. Here are some other cities built on water.
There is a race to build a functioning, workable city and to replicate that model all over the world.
China alone would require 500 Songdos to sustain their growing population. So how do we get here with an entire industry racing to build smart cities from scratch?
Technology.
So it goes on and on from there. I'll put a link in the description. But you heard how quiet it was, and it's because everything on the surface is walkable only and bikeable.
Take it. I mean, if that's our only go, though, quiet, it's probably cheaper to just give everybody headphones.
Yeah.
Just pass them out.
Which we would probably have gotten if we had President Kanye West. Again, another missed opportunity.
You see?
Another missed opportunity. But who knows?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
We'll never know. That's not true. We'll know in 2024.
Right.
Let's leave it there. I will put a link to Oscar Boyson's The Future of Cities in the YouTube description. So if you're looking on Facebook, you're going to have to go to the YouTube page, which you can get the links for at anthonyonair.com. It was great to have Frankie C. But Frank, any truth to the rumors that you refused to do the podcast because we wouldn't let you have a Metallica 5-song challenge?
That was like 5% of it.
That was
I was, it was a little resentment on my part. But like, hey, they don't want my input. They don't want my songs. Then they don't want me on. So you get a week off from Frankie C, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Was it only a week? It felt like an eternity.
You see? That's sweet. It was about it was a week and this past Monday. So
all right,
a week and a day.
Are those scissors behind you? Is that to represent the haircut?
Tis. Yes, those are actually professional barber scissors.
Nice. Frankie himself is
that I did not use.
Oh.
No, I went to Supercuts.
It looks good. I told you before the podcast, you look like 50 years younger. You look ridiculously better than I do right now.
50 years younger. I am negative 12 years old.
This is exactly how you looked when you were 12 years old.
That's true. That's true. The glasses were bigger, but yeah, that's true. When I was 12, I did have this haircut.
Yeah. The 3 days a week for the podcast seem to be working well, so I think we're going to stick with that for a little while.
Sounds good.
I don't know if it's going to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday thing, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the best one, but we'll see.
I stopped listening to whatever dates you were saying. I don't even know. Just tell me when to be on.
T-shirt ideas. You are awarded 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Right. We have to get should we use the guy's picture?
I don't know. Maybe just an outline so we don't get sued.
Right. Silhouette.
And then I think that Janine had a really great one from last episode, which was cute butthole, but I'm not interested.
I have to go back and watch because I don't know why she said that.
Okay, see, now I know you're not watching the videos because you like the video.
I was on vacation.
Yeah, but you like that video on something. I don't know, Instagram or whatever. It was one of the 60-second clip videos. You liked it and did not watch it, clearly.
Well, that's true. I like seeing my friends. That's what I liked about it.
You're such a bullshit. You don't even
All right,
watch.
I'll go back and unlike it until I watch it.
The ones
You
that
want me to take back my likes? I'll take back my likes.
Let me ask you a question. The ones that you're in, do you watch those all the way through before you like them, or no?
Well, sorry, you're breaking up.
Did you? All right, we'll leave it there. Anthony on Air podcast, anthonyonair.com to get all the details and links and everything else. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and every podcast network on the audio side of things. Thanks so much if you made it this far. He's Frankie C. I'm Anthony, I believe. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.